counselors, welcome back to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, the counselor that's here to encourage you to use critical thinking and to help you not be a doormat for the billion-dollar corpo. That's right, you are better than that, gamers. We are back with another video. Today we are going to react to an Aztecross video. We just went through Twitter and talked about Aztecross. We're talking about Aztecross, which, funny enough, people, like a lot of the Marabots out there, are getting unhinged about Aztecross, even going as far as say that he killed his career. Why is my camera like there you go, it's fixed itself. It gets bright and then it's so weird. It's like it's auto adjusting itself. I need to fix that later. Anyways, sidetracked. We're gonna watch Aztecross. Obviously, it seems like we're talking about Bungie / Marathon, so this will be pretty interesting to see how it plays out. But before we do that, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got... All right, like I said, we've got something special for you guys. It's time to get to that comment of the day. Oh, I forgot the comment of the day, didn't I? Yes, I did. And I'm clashing music. We're doing this professionally. We got one by Johnny Boy over here. John, you ever going to find anything else to talk about? Maybe as likely you ever losing weight and ending your sleep apnea. Based on like all this information, you could see dude got roasted. He's upset. By the way, nothing will get me catch my attention and roast you than being an asshole. Like, I will be an asshole right back to you. But shout out to you, John, for supporting the channel by watching it. Stay mad. I'm going to continue to talk about Marathon. Continue to be mad little bitch. That's right, mad little bitch. That was so scuffed, but we'll get him next time, boys. We'll get him next time. Now, let's jump into the video, shall we? Yes, that's right. We've got the video by Aztecross. I can't believe how this was handled. That's right. Well, I'm assuming we're talking about Bungie and we're talking about Marathon. So let's get into it.
Talk about this. Sony has spoken. Sony addresses Bungie's Marathon's performance in earnings reports. From Paul Tastic here. In the wake of the unceremonious death of Destiny 2 and layoffs encompassing nearly half of Bungie employees, all eyes are on the future of the studio, which is almost entirely leaning on Marathon, its extraction shooter that launched this year. In Sony's new earnings report Friday, the company addressed the state of Marathon, and Sony remains positive about the game. There's a singular line that Sony had about Marathon in its report after citing other live service games like the MLB The Show and Helldivers 2 as contributing steadily to revenue. That wasn't said for Marathon, but rather, quote, with the release of Season 2 in June, Marathon has maintained a high user retention rate. While
I do want to point out that this piece, that is a very crucial, let's drink the Marabot's tears, let's go Aztecross. I just want to make it, I'd like very address something. Every Marabot, every delusional Lulu, when we think of Marabots, this is what we think. I'm going to hit it to you.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. You went full retard, man. Never go full retard. Everybody knows.
That's what we think about Marabots. Every time they've been talking about high retention, but they continue to ignore the important aspect, the information that is in the article itself, where they separate. They don't say Marathon is financially viable or supporting financially or adding a consistent revenue. They just said it has high retention and has also acquired some new users. These are two different statements. Something could be successful and profitable, and one could just have, a couple new players that stick around a while.
Also acquiring new users. Really? Who at Sony fucking, like, this is some blackmail shit. You know where I'm coming from? Like, what does the Marathon team have on Sony right now? I mean, what is going on? Like, are the books being cooked here? Now, this is confusing.
They're not being cooked. Well, I mean, they are being cooked. In some regard, they are being cooked because they're trying to mask reality by focusing on, it's like the, ADD, oh, squirrel, bro, like they want to drag attention away from what's actually important. It's like, here's this information while we completely ignore the facts of this information. I don't think, and what's funny is if I would imagine if this was a different world where Sony didn't spend $3.6 billion, Sony would have canned Bungie completely. They would have been iced. But because Sony spent $3.6 billion, it would look significantly detrimental to them. Now, push comes to shove, we'll probably see them, crack, because you can only hemorrhage so much money. And if they don't see financial gain, they're probably going to bite the bullet and be like, okay. But right now, they're kind of getting away with their shareholders. They're getting away with just like, everything's good.
Many gamers, as Marathon's performance has been religiously tracked as almost a sort of sport since its launch. And the reality doesn't seem to line up with what Sony is saying here, though we only have so much public-facing data. The off-sided Steam charts showed that the launch of Season 2 of Marathon spiked the game to 40,000 concurrent players on PC, where I can report that the game has a 2-to-1 ratio of players of PC versus console. So that is the majority. That 40,000 number was less than half of the 88,000 concurrent when Marathon launched.
See, Marabots will sit there and lie and say, no, PlayStation is a lot of people on PlayStation. But you're just wrong.
After about 2 weeks, those figures were back down to where they were before Season 2 launch, around 10 to 11,000 a night. Since then, concurrence dropped close to 5,000 before nearly tripling to 14,000 for the mid-Season 2 update, which brought Marathon's first full-on PvE mode. That lasted about a week until the numbers came back down, again close to its baseline. There's still more than a month left in the season. So I haven't even, what we looking like today, guys? It's Sunday. It's Sunday. It's a gaming day. People gaming.
It is a weekend. Yes.
Marathon
Sunday would be a weekend.
Not good, boys. That's not good. So when
it's
Sony
below that.
Says,
by the way, since watching this, let's just do a little fact check. Let's see. We want to do Marathon Steam charts. Man, by the way, this is just what I just want to point out. Unless you have your own search history, it will pull up what is considered the most, it'll pull up anything that is most searched, which in this case, it's not even my search history. It's just going to pull the most searched from anyone in period. So the fact that Marathon was like above the top tells you that this is the most, the internet across the world is searching up these things. Ooh, this is probably maintenance time, right? Yeah, so it's maintenance. So all these different days. Let's see. Oh, it's by day. I'm dumb because I'm not doing, this is the view I look at. Okay, there it is. Holy crap. Yeah, it got under 500K. Oh my God. It's Friday now, so it has picked up. So there's still some life, not a lot, but there's some.
It's brought in new players and the retention is good. Based on what? Like, look, man, this is not me attacking Marathon, because Marathon people always come out like, oh my God, he's doing it again. I'm genuinely asking, like, what numbers are we looking at? Whereas if I pulled up Destiny 2's, and look, this is Destiny 2 with no future. I mean,
yeah.
Like if you're playing Destiny 2 right now, you're playing it for the love of the game,
you are.
my man. There's no update.
It is the best time. Destiny, I'm going to tell you right now, I will probably, I'll probably play a little bit of Destiny, we'll do some streaming, and I'll probably dabble with Destiny. That's just a personal choice because I want to get into like more Warframe, probably do some Division 2. But if you're someone, you could buy for 40 or whatever, how much it was on sale, buy the game, and you can probably spend a year. If you've never played Destiny, you could probably spend 2 years playing this game. And as long as it doesn't shut down. I'm not lying. There's so much to do, there's so many builds. Like, this is the best I think Destiny 2 has felt, in my opinion, since Forsaken. Like, especially with build crafting. I don't know about PvP, but raiding and just playing in general is probably been the best experience that I had. Raiding with random LFG again, playing with random people and shooting the shit. I had like a great time playing with some dudes, and we were playing Master Crota, and we had this dude that he was complete dog shit. He's one of those undercover spies that were lying about knowing what to do. Dog shit, but we went through it. We still had a good time. And then at the end, we're like, you never did this, did you? He's like, no, I've never done Crota before. We knew it, but we still had a good time.
There ain't nothing happening no more. Ain't got shit.
You're right. My channel has more subs than Marathon has players right now. Hell yeah.
Don't even get fixed half the time. What we have is what we got.
You know what, chat? Thank you for talking about, me having more subs than Marathon, because
Players. You want to hit that subscribe button. That's right, players. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Don't forget to hit that bell. When you subscribe, you're going to hit that little bell, and there might be another bell. Hit those bells. Ring my bell, player. Ring my bell. Come on, you want to subscribe to the channel. Player, if you don't subscribe to the channel, you're a broke boy, and I'm saying it. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to go ruin some modern games by adding more MTX. That's right, baby.
I'm also just going to apologize directly to my chat. You're going to see this probably like 5 more times, so I'm so sorry.
What numbers are you looking at, Sony?
Are the numbers in the room with us right now?
Are you fucking looking at? Concurrents are not all players. And
while we're hitting buttons, this is Sony. This is Sony. This is for you, Sony.
You see how this looks, right?
That was for Sony. They know what they're doing.
Sony may be referring to a core group of players that have stuck with the game since the beginning, as Marathon has very much engaged a select group. The problem, of course, is the group is very small. If Sony is saying that high user retention exists, then with these fluctuations and declines, we're talking about a low floor of those who stick around. As for acquiring new users, technically, that would be true if the game is selling any new copies. It is to some degree. Right. If one other person bought Marathon, then lo and behold, new users are being acquired.
Thank you. Oh my God. So he gets it. Cross. Thank you. Holy shit. I'm glad that someone that has more gets more reach said the most intelligent thing. Yes, that could be a general statement. Now I understand why for a past week, people have been, the Marabots have been going unhinged loony bin tunes. It's because specifically this video, this is why they lost their shit trying to derail and try to say, talk about retention doesn't mean, player population. You're right, it doesn't.
New users does not mean that old users are sticking around, even if that aforementioned core group has remained. It is also noteworthy that the launch of Season 2 was a free 10-day trial to attract new players to the game. The overall point here is that Sony is publicly backing Marathon once again. It's not reporting financial losses from the game in the report. That doesn't mean there are no losses, and there are no more Bungie impairment losses this time. It may be spin, but Sony is still talking about the game positively instead of remaining silent on it, which would be a bad sign. Dude, they can't stay silent.
They can't.
They literally came out. What was the reporting? Destiny 2 underperformed. We're in this situation because of Destiny 2, not Marathon. They never put Marathon on the chopping block. They never gave any accountability there, and they never
and they can't. It's pride. They were putting all their bets on Marathon. They were wrong, but instead of saying they were wrong, they're bullheaded, which is what they're doing with the physical disc right now. They're being bullheaded. They're prideful. They don't want to change, even though they were obviously wrong. They're gonna die on the hill.
Gave any accountability to the upper leadership, who obviously made these terrible calls. Instead, though, it was Destiny 2. To come out and say nothing right now, or even to come out and damn Marathon, goes against you. If I was looking at that, if anyone's looking at that, you would be like, dude, where is your fucking brain right now? Last month you said it was all Destiny 2. This month you're saying it's Marathon. We know what the reality is. Marathon is not the horse to bet on. That's that, guys. Ain't no other way around it. But
it's just what I said.
Believe that it was just Destiny 2 that was dragging everything down. We'll see how that plays out over the next year. Sony does not mention Destiny 2, a game that saw an enormous player surge in the wake of its final update, which clearly retained lots of users. Its current figures, even after declines, are likely 10 times more than what Marathon is doing, particularly with a higher percentage of console users, which we can't see publicly. As As ever, this has intensely frustrated and angered Destiny players who find it hard to believe the game was killed, especially in comparison with Marathon. Regardless of that comparison, it remains a stunning turn of events, and there has rarely been this severe of an ending for a storied franchise like Destiny in gaming history. Plenty of other live games, despite losing player counts, live on with new content additions. Marathon seems like it would...
I mean, if you look at Warframe's been going on since 2013. And let's be honest. I love Warframe. And this is before they went mobile, before they had Switch. I think even before console. I don't know if it came on console or not, but I know it was on PC. Warframe was not popping like Destiny. It wasn't as successful. Now you could say that it's doing really well now. It has a real high population with real retention, with a good cash flow, a good community. They have the whole package. But they started small. They built up. They never gave up. Whereas, the same thing, Bungie had, Destiny, but they faltered. They changed. They made courses. Instead of focusing and dedicating their time to their core audience, they tried to fish in ponds that were empty. And that's been the common, trend for years. And even with Marathon was them trying to catch new fish in a pond that doesn't really exist. And now with that pond, they are trying to throw different nets with the same, idea to catch more fish that don't exist in other ponds by making Marathon a multi-mode game. Like they're inconsistent. Instead of doing what they should have done, which is from the beginning, stay dedicated to their core audience and feed into that and do what Warframe did, slowly they would have built up. But unfortunately, leadership could not make good decisions like Warframe. And yeah, let's be honest, Digital Extreme had made fuck ups. They've made plenty of fuck ups, but they made immediate course corrections and they focused on what mattered, which was their community, which is something that Bungie kind of unfortunately didn't do.
Get at least a year to prove itself in some capacity, though we do not know what metric it must hit for Sony to be satisfied. Well, I mean, honestly, I guess Marathon, just keep doing what you're doing. Sony seems to be completely happy with it. I guess just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, nothing to fear.
Currently undergoing a transformation, adding significant PvE content to its PvPvE extraction mode with the promise of purely PvP content to follow. The idea appears to be to make the game with a number of spokes into different multiplayer genres, which naturally feels like a much smaller version of what Destiny was. So far, we have seen no indications of a turnaround no matter what Sony is saying publicly. Guys, I hate to say it, man. I think Marathon's cooked, dude. I really think it's cooked.
It is.
Some of you are going to be like, oh, really? You hate to say that, Cross? No, for real. Because I don't know what this means for Bungie. And the reason why I think Marathon is cooked is because competition. Destiny had a moat around it, which was everyone that seemed to step in the same space with it fucking shot itself in both feet and chopped its own dick off. You saw it with Anthem, dare I say, you saw it with Outriders. And yes, you've got Ubisoft and The Division, you've got Warframe that's still hung in this genre.
Yes.
But Destiny had this moat around it. It had the luxury of really kind of competing against itself. Marathon does not have that luxury. There are great extractions out there, and there are more extractions.
The thing about Destiny is that it was lightning in a bottle that's Bungie opened and then let free. And no one has really else caught that lightning in a bottle. Like, I love Warframe, but Warframe will probably never have the same. And this is someone who's been farming a shit ton of dungeons and raids recently. Like, I have been playing nonstop in-game content when I'm not streaming, or if I'm not I'm watching a bunch of anime. I am LFG playing random dungeon encounters, farming armor, or doing raids. You will never get those experiences. And I think a lot of people take, when they're in that mode, they take that for granted because you don't get those experiences in any other game. There is no game that can, even a dungeon, you could take a dungeon. No other game does what Destiny does. And it's really a shame. It really is a shame because this content is so good. And it's not all gems, but the what it provides from an in-game perspective, you just don't get that from other studios. No one's willing to. Well, it's probably expensive to one, but no one's also willing to take that risk. I mean, Warframe did try that, but it wasn't even their raids were nothing comparative to what Destiny raids are. Nothing in the scale. And so even though you could shit on Bungie for making a lot of shitty choices, the Rad team is probably one of the most, impactful studio or part of the studio. And them getting laid off has me having zero doubt we ever get Destiny 3. And if we even do get Destiny 3, it will never be good because you need that phenomenal Rad team. I mean, sure, you could say the last couple of, Rad content was up and down depending who you talk to. But overall, the Rad content is fantastic.
That are continuing to drop. I have committed just this weekend alone 30 hours to this game called Mistfall. I didn't even know I needed this game.
What is it? Looks like Dark Souls.
Fucking game that is also an extraction is an absolute banger. And guess what's crazy? There are going to be more extractions that drop over the next year, some of which we're going to be playing here in the next 60 days. Marathon does not have the luxury that Destiny had. It is going to be competing on all fronts. And I just don't know. I just don't think that Marathon has that it sauce to stand above the rest. That's just my opinion, guys. I don't think it has that it sauce. There are only certain games out there that actually possess that. Destiny was one of those. I'd argue say Arc Raiders is another one. I'd say Mistfall Hunters is another one. I'd say Hunt Showdown, another one. A Marathon, I just don't feel it there. That doesn't take away from the fact that I think objectively it's a solid game. Objectively, I think that they've landed a lot of things. I think that Cryo Archive is a great experience. But is it an experience that I want to keep re-experiencing season over season? Not really. It had done it. Good. I'm ready to move on. And this is really hard for a Destiny player because we have been used to being fed large amounts of content now for over a decade. And they're going to try to get Marathon to fill that void, but it's just not. I think if you're a PvP only player or a PvP centered player from Destiny, you'll probably still enjoy Marathon. But at the same time, Marathon's PvP is not Destiny's PvP. I still prefer Destiny's PvP. I think the most shocking thing about all of this, I don't know what it is. Sony just doesn't want to talk about Destiny in any positive way whatsoever, even when Destiny was doing really good. I think that this is just fitting the narrative. The narrative being, hey, we could just say.
The only time Sony talk positively about Destiny is when they fired the team. That's when they talked about Destiny positively. Like, Destiny is so great, but you're fired. Which immediately, it's immediately discounted all the positive. Like, okay, if it was really that good, they wouldn't be losing their job, right? Sulfa. Yeah, the language they used are deceiving, better yet coping. Anime. Back during PS3 era, PSN was down for 24 days and all their accounts compromised, and Sony called it a minor outage. They will always manipulate the truth to sound like it's not a big deal. Serious question. Why do you think Sony tried to push Marathon so badly? Hades, pride, stupidity, ego. You really want to know? What's my bet? I do think it's pride, but I also feel like they were hoping to. I do believe Destiny takes a lot of maintenance, a lot of cash, a lot of flow, a lot of resources, and they were hoping that Marathon would replace it. They thought that they could get the lightning in a bottle, like they did, like, because this is Bungie. They made Halo. This quotation, and they made Destiny, and that they were hoping that they can get something cheaper and to use it. Plus, you got to stop to think that Sony also bought Bungie for their knowledge. It's just funny that some of the people that has the most knowledge were fired, except for the shitty narrative chick. Apparently, you're going to see some shitty narratives in the future for PlayStation games. Hurrah! Get used to that. I think Marathon is they're really hoping that I feel like Bungie says, hey, we're going to turn this around, and Sony is trying to give them the chance because they want Marathon to be successful. Here's the deal. I think if Marathon pops off, Marathon is going to probably fire more of the Marathon team and then absorb and take control of Marathon. If Marathon is a like the next becomes the next Helldivers or something that's popping up, I feel like they're going to fire most of the team and take control of the Helldivers as their own. Like, thank you for doing your work. Now get the fuck out. That's what I feel. I feel like that's what's going to happen, is if they can get Marathon in a good state, they're going to fire the rest of Bungie and be like, okay, you made us a game. Get the fuck out. This is now our breadwinner.
That our acquisition of Bungie here has kind of fallen through due to the decline of Destiny. I just don't see the numbers coming in on the Marathon side strong, especially on the revenue. And it makes me wonder what numbers Sony what are they looking at? What numbers are they looking at? When you look at the numbers on Steam and you saw that Destiny 2 got up to the #1 top seller on Steam, even in its final updates, that's the game you cut? Fucking idiots, dude. There's no other way around it. Like, you got to be dumb. And by the way, all of this could have been avoided if Bungie had come out and said, hey, we are finishing up the Fate Saga in this final expansion this year, and upon doing so, we are going to go dark for incubation projects, but we'll continue to be developing Marathon, and we'll share more news to come. That sets the stage. That makes you go, okay, you're finishing out the Fate Saga. All right, we're at least getting that conclusion, and now there's a possibility. The way they handle things here, there's no fucking possibility.
No.
You go in there and you axe the entire Destiny team. You don't even put out the final expansion. You give us some cutscenes, which I'm very appreciative for, and I'm appreciative of Monument Triumph. But the way you've ended things here, Sony, it's so disingenuous to a community that has been here for this game for so many years. Outside looking in.
And here's the thing. I think Sony also does not I think to a certain degree, someone at Bungie understands the community, like the wider game community, because they apparently, by the way, this could be all bullshit, but I'm just saying this. Sony had said that they expected massive pushback for the physical disc, end of service. This could be the same thing of Marathon. They expect Marathon not to be continuing to be well received. Don't know. Or they could just be blowing shit out their ass, just like they do with their shareholders. And they didn't expect a massive pushback from disc, and they didn't expect the wider gaming audience to absolutely hate Marathon, and they're hoping that they can convince people regardless, because honestly, I do think to a certain degree that that PlayStation and Sony think that gamers are stupid. And some of them really are, but most are not. No one's buying what they're trying to sell. But I do believe that PlayStation, Sony believes to a certain degree that gamers are stupid, and that they they believe they can convince you to buy this game or buy it in the future. I don't know.
Everyone looks at this and looks like Destiny just got milked to get Marathon out the door. Now that Marathon's out the door, they cut Destiny.
That's exactly what it was. Like. It's exactly what it is.
Transparency like DE and GGG. Let me say, man, I'll put it to you like this. There are some banging games that are being made every single day. I like Destiny. I'll probably always jump back into Destiny once or twice a year and mess around. But there are some great games. But I don't think I'm going to be entertaining much of the current approach that Sony.
I would love to do community raids. If we're like once a year or something, just do a community raid. Just the only reason I wouldn't do it live, though, it would be something orchestrated. And the reason I wouldn't do it live is I just didn't want. There's a bunch of weirdos that I don't want people being harassed and. But with your in-game stuff, that's the only thing. I personally don't care if they just sit there and, I can turn messages off and they can't send me stuff, but I don't want anyone else being harassed. But I would like a community raid just to dick around, once in a blue moon, just not in the current future or current present, but like something in the future just to revisit. I also want to do that for Destiny 1 too.
He has now and what they're doing with Bungie and whatever else comes from that. I'm just not that interested. Maybe in a couple of years, if we're lucky, a D3 would be teased or something. My question to you guys, if a D3 gets teased in a couple of years, would you care? My concern, here's my concern. You cut the people that made Destiny what it was. And no, it's not just a bunch of new hires that got cut. These are people that have been with Destiny since the Reach days, since the Halo Reach days. You cut those folks. You cut the entire raid and dungeon team.
That's the big one.
That's delivered every fucking year. Except for Root.
I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know if I would be showing Root as the. You're not doing justice to the team.
There. You come out 2 years from now and you tell me, hey, yeah, we're going to make a D3. With who? What is that D3 even going to look like? My concern is that if we ever got a D3, it would be completely devoid of its original identity. Some of you right now are making comments about other studios that have had developers that have departed and people still play those games. I think where Destiny is frustrating is we went through so many learning experiences that I don't care to go through them again.
Yeah.
An entirely new development force. I can only experience double primary so many times, static subclass.
I mean, think about all the years where we gave Bungie grace. I don't think there is a community that has given a developer more grace than the Destiny community. Like Bungie's had 12, 11 years, 13 years, whatever it is, to get their shit together, to understand. And every time they do the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, leaders continue to not give a shit. Like, we've been there, we've done that. I think a lot of good grace is, especially with the fact that they killed Destiny for Marathon. That's a grudge that people are gonna hold. They're gonna say D3. Oh, can't wait to do D3, and then you do Marathon 2. Can't wait.
Subclass systems, XP throttling, over monetization, content vaulting, sunsetting. I can only go through so many learning experiences. And the reason why I'm willing to say, okay, why I would be okay going through is because the original people that are there, they were still there. I hope whoever it is, if they ever do make a D3, doesn't go through those same fucking things. They should pull developers from Marathon, put them on Destiny 2, admit Marathon has failed, remaster D1, and make it something to keep us busy.
Jesus, that's a cope.
I'm not getting any of that here from Sony or Bungie, guys.
That's cope.
As far as what Sony is saying here, numbers are good enough, my man. With the release of Season 2 in June, Marathon has maintained a high user retention rate while also acquiring new users. Everything is good, fellas. Everything is good. Nobody look over here. Nobody.
Yep.
Don't look. Everything's good over here.
Yep.
The Bungie acquisition, this was all good.
Slap that like button like your mom.
That's all good. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I'm sure the comments are great. This is the kind of company statement you see a month before somebody's fired and the thing is shut down. Is the retention in the room with us? Yep. They really just can't admit they were wrong, can they? There is no player loss in BA Zing Z. What is that? Entire Bungie studios cooked. Lying directly to shareholders, quite hilarious. They didn't lie. That's the thing. It wasn't lying. You're not lying if you don't say it, right? They weren't lying. They separated the statements, right? They said one statement and then they stole another statement. Zolf. Yes, I'm not surprised if Destiny players have more experience on the game compared to the new hire. Exactly. Well, it's also Destiny players that are fixing all the problems as well. You know what game I'm logging into and playing every day? Destiny 2. Whether we want it or not, we stepped into a war with ourselves. We have another Concord situation and we just can't admit it. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Concord. They don't want Concord. Absolutely humiliated them. That's a perfect reason for why they definitely did not want to do that. But yeah, I'll let you guys figure out and decide, in the comments down below what you think. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel for more in the future. And yeah, I'll see ya. Bye-bye.